1. Recording in progress. Well, Linda Bill, thank you very much for taking the time to have this joy conversation with you. We've already had a nice little chat and discovered that because you've been doing this for at least sort of 14 years, you're now in your 15th year of laughter yoga, and so your take on joy will be something that's just is incredibly interesting to hear. So what is joy to you? What does joy mean to you, Linda Bill?
Well, I have always quoted James Taylor for as long as I can remember, and he says in one of his songs that the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
Very nice.
Enjoying has the word joy in it.
Very nice.
And if you can enjoy and have joy in the passing of every day,
nice.
That's joy.
Very nice. Yes.
That's what I try to do.
That's my answer to that is that joy is something mysterious that kind of bubbles up. And so the trick to joy is not so much figuring out what it is as figuring out what prevents it from happening. And one of the biggest things that prevents it from happening is thinking. So you can't be thinking while you are joyful. So that's basically that's the idea. You got to stop thinking for a while, and then you got to let the joy bubble up.
Fantastic. Yes, yes.
Well, of course, I have to also quote Charles Schultz and Charlie Brown that joy and happiness is having a warm puppy. And
very nice. Yes, yes. But actually, but
just petting a dog gives you the serotonin and dopamine and all the happiness chemicals if you're petting a dog for a few minutes.
How absolutely lovely. And I happen to know you've actually effectively you've got one dog each because you've got 2 dogs.
That's right.
Yes.
There's giggles, chippers wandering around
We will
somewhere.
get the other one too. Yeah, their brother and sister, and they're 8 years old. And they are a lot of joy for us.
Oh, absolutely lovely. So we've heard so far that there's like enjoying the passage of time, to quote James Taylor, and also how it's stopping things that prevent us having joy. And in particular, thinking. to quote back what you said, Bill. So, following on from this, how important is joy to you both?
That's kind of funny. Now, growing up, joy was not something we said we want joy. We wanted to be responsible. We wanted to make our mark in the world and so forth. And so growing up, that's basically what was important to me. I wanted to be happy and so forth, but I never really was trying to be joyful. I made that a goal. As I've gotten older and, all those younger goals that you had set for yourself as accomplishing things in the world become a little bit less important anymore. I'm 70 years old, I'm retired soon. So now I can focus on other things like being joyful. So it's starting to be more and more important to me, but it's a challenge having spent the whole younger life not being joyful.
We'll come back.
Well, it was always important to me. So we do have different opinions on things.
Well, yes. So, what's it for you, Linda?
Joy always meant, being a young mother, taking care of kids, and enjoying my work and enjoying helping people. I've always been helping people. I think that's what it's all about. So I always thought of joy so that I wouldn't get depressed. I just made it a priority, and
lovely.
So it wasn't something that I just put on the back burner. But
yeah.
he's always ready for more joy. And of course, laughter yoga gives us joy, and running sessions and trainings.
Yes.
And saying, let's laugh today because 7 days without laughing makes 1 week. Just
There you
saying
go. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So it's so joy has, in one way or another, from what I'm hearing, it's been a theme in your life. It's become more important in your collective lives.
Well, yes, this is why I found laughter yoga, because I was looking for joy. So
Nice.
I'm the one that kind of found it.
Very nice. Yes. Yes. It's lovely, and I particularly heard this. Not thinking. Thinking helps get in the way of joy. So getting our thinking out of the way helps us be more joyful. I love the enjoying the passing of time, the passage of time. Having also been a James Taylor fan all my life.
I think everyone is.
So what will be your top joy tips then?
Well, my tip would be that, like with most spiritual things, you start with the body. In meditation, you start with the breath. In joy, you start with being joyful. And we do the laughter yoga trick of pretending to laugh because you're getting the body joyful. Then it can move on to other areas in your life, in your body. But first, you got to get your body joyful.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. Yes, yes.
My tip would be just helping somebody gives you so much joy. Just even smiling at someone and giving them your smile and making their day, or writing a little note to somebody. We have the thing for the mailbox. He opens the mailbox and it says thank you to the mail person. It's a sticker that you put inside your mailbox. Yeah, anything that will make somebody smile, that gives me joy. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say grandchildren give us joy. We have to say that's so much fun playing. We have a boy and a girl, and I mean that's just laughter yoga. We just do laughing with them and playing, and it's very, very special. So we have to say that, and that's kind of something that came into our life just 2 years ago.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I've heard on the one hand, sort of using your body to generate your own joy, and on the other hand, doing something kind and nice.
Yes.
To someone else.
Even if it's your husband, doing something kind for your husband.
How fantastic! Because I know that the Dalai Lama said, so misquoting him sort of slightly, and then there's a joking kind of way that the most selfish thing we can ever do, you see, is be nice to someone, because what you give comes back. So giving joy, giving niceness, being kind, being compassionate is a lovely way of sort of generating this nice positive vibe, this nice positive energy, this joyful energy that then returns. But I love the whole. I love the take of using our body to generate joy. Starts with the body. Yes. Fantastic. I knew this was.
We don't need our minds. We just have our minds fly out the door.
Exactly. We're completely on the same page with this. I knew this would be a fascinating conversation. And also the other theme that you've introduced, of course, is play, and how our grandchildren can be sort of great gurus, really, because they teach us to play. They keep us young and engaged and connected and playful and lighthearted and spontaneous and all the things that we need to be when we're with these really young people. So you've introduced so many incredibly interesting and lovely, joyful strands in this conversation.
Did you say play?
Well, thank
We
you.
have a million different tricks here.
Wait. You see, I like hats.
Yeah, oh yes, we love hats.
Yeah.
See, here's my hat. Here's my football hat.
Oh, yes, very good.
Turn it the other way.
Other way, okay, football hat.
Yes, yes. But thank you very, very much for taking the time for this conversation. It's been, I knew it would be absolutely fascinating, and it has been fascinating and a delight and a joy. And I know that everyone will love what you've said. So thank you very, very much for taking the time to have this conversation. And
Thank you very much for helping to spread joy around the world with these videos.
Yes, thank you for all you do, Joe.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.